It's time to brighten your Disney day with another episode of the Castle to Castle podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of the Castle to Castle podcast, where we're here to brighten your Disney day. You're on with Ron.
And Emily.
And Jennifer.
And today actually is super exciting because it's our first episode we're actually posting to YouTube as well.
You can see us.
So you can finally see us. So
Put
for
a
those
name to the faces.
Yeah. So for those of you listening, you still get the same experience as always, same podcast, but now we've added a video element so you can go watch the episode on YouTube and actually see our smiling faces while we're talking Disney. So
I'm so sorry.
No, but I'm excited. I think this is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good
New
time.
milestone.
Yeah, we're getting there. It took us a year and a half, but we're finally getting there.
And
So
like 3 laptops and 4 microphones and
So
so
thank you
much
for
effort.
thank you for your patience and thank you for thank you for your support. For those of you listening, you can't see we have Funko Pops on the table. We all got to pick a Funko for today. I picked Hades as always,
I picked Steamboat Willie. Peter.
and Jen got
Peter
Peter Pan.
Because I don't want to grow up.
But unfortunately, Peter Pan does not want to stay up. He keeps falling over. So
It'll be the running joke of the episode.
it is. So you just watch, and then every so often, you're just going to see Peter topple. But on to the actual podcast. Today, just like always, we're starting off with our news segment, and Emily has our first piece of news for the day.
So I am talking about the soft opening of Fantasy Springs in Tokyo Disney Sea.
Oh no, Peter!
It is just phenomenal looking. Like, oh my god, I got chills watching the videos.
It's incredible.
We haven't gotten the pleasure to get to Tokyo yet.
Talk about expensive.
That's a little bit out of our way right now. But the videos that I have been watching and the information that I've been like receiving is just crazy. First of all, they have these epic rock sculptures.
They're amazing.
They are so gorgeous. So they have just giant waterfalls all around this new area, and inside the rock is carved different Disney characters.
They really didn't miss a step.
No, not at all.
Those Imagineers pulled out all the stops
Everything.
for this
But, you know,
project. It's insane.
It's interesting because Tokyo seems to get very, very, very detailed, great stuff. And I think it partially because of the culture, Japanese culture of being detailed oriented and things. But I also wonder how much influence the outside company has. Like the Japanese, I forget the technical name for it. It's like Japanese property management or whatever it is. The actual
Their
company
say-so in it.
the one that owns Disneyland Tokyo.
Okay.
Because Disney doesn't actually own Disneyland Tokyo. They're partnered Disneyland
Right.
Tokyo. And I wonder how much influence on these above and beyond extra extravagant, Disney always does a good job. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like they really just went all out in Disney
did.
in Fantasy Springs
It's not
here.
fair for us in the state.
No, we don't get
It's
anything
not.
like this.
So, in the new land, there are 3 major areas. There is a Neverland area themed to Peter Pan and Tinkerbell.
so much.
There is a Frozen land or an Arendelle land themed to Frozen,
So beautiful.
and then there is a Corona land themed to Tangled, not a virus. There's a,
Poor choice of naming in modern era.
but there's a area themed to Tangled, and there are 4 new rides in this area.
Tangle
in
Ride's
these
my
areas.
favorite, bar none.
Really?
That
I
is
think the
just-
Frozen ride is the best.
No, I love so much. Do I love the lantern scene in the
Tangled
Tangled
ride is
Dark
gorgeous.
ride?
It's just
the
so
video
short.
footage. Oh my God. It's incredible.
I know it's
Tangled ride is just really short for me, and they didn't really tell the story. They just picked like 4 scenes. That they
well,
liked.
sure, but see, like in the same point, I've done a Frozen ride.
I knew that's where he was
Like-
going to go with
Yeah.
this. That there's not been, there's just a bathroom.
True.
Yeah, like we get
bathroom.
nothing tangled. And while the
I'm all
Frozen
for
ride,
it.
I'm not saying the Frozen ride's bad. It is incredible just the same.
Amazing.
They did a lot of updates to it that the States one does not have, and you
Right.
kind of wonder why can't we upgrade the States one
yeah.
a little bit?
Well, it's not even the same ride. It's like
No,
the
it's not.
scenes. The scenes are
But like
completely
the
different.
animatronics is what I'm referencing.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
the Frozen ride at Epcot is the one with like the projection in the back of the face thing,
Yeah, which is not
which
good.
is so old
So bad.
in comparison to a few of the other rides where you're like,
And there's
you
an
really
animatronic
could.
on the Frozen ride where Anna goes from frozen to melted.
Yeah.
And it's
cape.
so fluid.
The
It's-
cape. Oh my god.
Yes.
Yeah.
The cape like falls. Oh my god, it's amazing.
It's impressive.
And then the other two rides they have is there's a Peter Pan ride and a Tinkerbell ride. And the Tinkerbell ride is a very family-oriented ride. It is there's really not much to it. You just ride around and look at this garden and you get to see all 4 seasons in Pixie Hollow, which is really cute. You get to see like little stuff made out of acorns and like flowers and stuff. It's cute.
Now,
And-
see, I do have a question on that though.
yeah.
Because there's been a rumor floating around Disney pulled Tinkerbell from the meet and
Right.
greets because of the whole body positivity thing and the relation and things. And I wonder why they pull Tinkerbell from meet and greets
I have not heard about
just to do a whole Tinkerbell ride
that.
in
Tinkerbell got pulled from meet and greets?
Disney
Yes.
World pulled Tinkerbell from meet and greets because they said it's influencing an unhealthy body imaging because she's so perfectly petite that
But all the princesses are that way.
I'm not disagreeing. I think it's a terrible move. But
Isn't it also the relationship between her and Peter?
and
with,
her and
like,
Peter,
the
how she's
aggressive-
jealous of the
aggressive, jealous
attention.
Oh my
stuff.
god. I
Yeah.
didn't hear this. I totally missed that.
But it's like one of those
Overkill.
things.
Yeah,
I
I
think
mean-
it's stupid as hell. I think Disney's really on the PC bandwagon if this is true, if this ends up being a thing.
So
I
they're
mean,
gonna pull Tink from the parade.
but see, that's what I don't have an answer on. Because this whole thing's been flying around for the last like week or two, and I don't believe there is a current meet and greet. But what was troubling me is, was there a meet and greet before that I'm forgetting about? Because she didn't.
Tinkerbell met in
in Town Square, and
She
then
had a
Okay.
hollow set up.
Yeah.
We waited in line for that for like an hour.
Okay, then she's okay. So they pulled the meet and greet then, but I couldn't remember. I was like, I knew she used to have one. I didn't know if it was still there. I couldn't
Town
remember.
Square is you can meet Mickey and Minnie,
Right.
And then you can meet Tinkerbell and some of the other fairies.
Okay, so that was still there. But to my knowledge, she has not been pulled out of Festival of Fantasy, and she has not been pulled out of Happily Ever After.
because she.
Mm-hmm.
What about her flying from the castle?
Right. So like,
That's
I don't.
so weird.
That's
I don't
the
know how
iconic
far
thing.
this goes, because if you're opening up a brand new ride, Disney's obviously not
Okay,
disowning
what parent
Tinkerbell.
complained? Who complained?
It's also Tokyo though, and they have very different pieces.
No, but I'm
and-
just saying from a Disney perspective,
yeah.
if you're gonna
Although
pull her from
she's
everything,
also, like not on the ride.
Yeah, it's.
but again,
Pixie
there's
Hollow.
still
It's themed,
themed
to
it.
her. I know.
Like,
But I think on the
it's-
Peter Pan ride with all the because it's all those projections in there on the screens where you have the 3D glasses.
Yeah.
right.
Tink's flying around with Peter,
She
so
is,
they
yeah.
have her in
I
there.
mean, so it's just one of those things. I don't understand why you do it. I don't want to think you should do it at all. I think the whole concept is stupid.
This is gonna be a big domino effect.
100%. And this
it's
is
not
where
good.
it comes back to where does this end? This is giving me Chapek vibes. This was Chapek's whole thing. The be the PC, you know, it's the whole reason they got into the fight with Florida and all this crap happened because the Don't Say Gay bill and he had to speak out. Not saying you shouldn't have spoke out if you didn't believe it, but as a company, as a corporation, you should have kept your mouth shut and just let it be. And Chapek got in the middle of it, but he's also was on that whole PC movement and changing things and dropping
With
things.
so with
and-
pirates and all of that stuff.
yeah, with all of the different changes that they're doing. And it just, if we're getting back to that again, I'm going to get very worried.
Tinkerbell doesn't deserve this.
No, but where does the line end?
I know.
I mean, one could
seriously.
make
yeah.
arguments in a lot of circles on different characters where you're like, oh, you know, how about Aladdin who encourages thievery and to commit crimes?
I know.
Is
That's
that
what I'm
going to be a
saying.
bad
it's
influence?
Like, it's going to cause too much of a domino effect, not just with the Peter Pan world, but then people then because of this, like, oh, we're nitpicking on this. Let's nitpick about all of these other stories that have been around for generations.
Exactly. And this is where you're going to start getting into those kind of issues.
It's complicated. But
Yeah.
Anyways, there's a lot you can say about that. But stepping away from the political side of it, the other thing that we wanted to say about Fantasy Springs is they have a lot of new dining options.
Yeah.
A lot. And the restaurants are huge. So they are they did a good job.
And they're very themed.
I can't
Yes.
speak.
Themed at the wazoo.
They did a very good job of preparing for the crowds they're expecting because they are massive. But we have the Snuggly Duckling in Corona,
I'm so excited for that.
which is so cute. They even have like a little stage with a piano on it.
So
But I don't know if the piano is real. Like, are they planning for something there later in the future, or is it just a prop? I don't know.
I don't know.
But there is a stage with a piano.
So answer me this though, real quick, while we're talking about the duckling. How crazy would it be? Because you're in that corner that we get rid of Harbor House and retheme it
I would totally be okay with
and
that.
make a Magic Kingdom, Florida, Snuggly Duckling.
Harbor House has all the seafood stuff, right?
Yes.
Okay, I don't like seafood. Get rid of it. Let's bring the Snuggly Duckling.
But it's the one right around the corner
Yeah.
It would
from
make
her bathrooms
It
in
would
that
make
corner.
sense.
Make sense?
It would make a ton of
Watch,
sense.
there is somebody in their office that talked about this on Friday.
100%.
Or Imagineering.
But-
Like, everybody knows me. I am not a fan of Cookie Cutter by any stretch.
Right.
From a ride perspective. Though I'm less upset when it comes from an international park to a U.S. park.
When it's so hard
versus
for
when
us
we're-
to get there.
Yeah, versus when we're cookie cutting from California to Florida and vice versa. But in this case, we have nothing Tangle themed. I don't think a restaurant's totally crazy.
No.
But I think that would be super cute. And Harbor House kind of has that vibe already. Like, it would not be that hard to retheme that. Keep it a quick service and just change the theming.
Yeah.
Yes.
The
That would be fun.
The other two major restaurants in Fantasy Springs are Neverland's The Lookout Cookout
Yeah.
with the Lost Boys, and which is really cutely themed, I thought. And then the last one is Anna and Elsa's Royal Banquet, or Arendelle's Royal Banquet, something like that, which is themed to the Frozen. And all three have more than one room available for dining with outdoor seating as well. So the whole thing generally looks really good. I think they did a good job with all of that. And there's like snack carts and stuff. Plus there's 3 new popcorn buckets, one for each new land, which is really cool. And I just think overall the place looks amazing, and there's more that we could say, but it would have to be a whole other episode.
Yeah, not the
Like-
discussion topic here.
Yeah,
Just
the
the
news. But I could get carried away because it's amazing, and I highly recommend looking it up on like watching people do the walkthroughs. and
definitely
stuff.
check out Fantasy Springs. It looks really cute. I think it's impressive, but it'll be definitely nice long term to have that, and hopefully too we'll see some of that kind of cookie cutter come over a little bit. Hopefully we will. Maybe somebody will listen to us, and 6 months from now, Harbor House will be a whole thing. Though part of me is vaguely remembering that they were going to be making that a Haunted Mansion restaurant, but now I'm questioning if that was California.
There's
There-
a new Haunted Mansion restaurant coming to the cruise line.
No, there's one
Something's
going
going to
in.
happen in one of the parks. I just don't remember.
I think
the
it's
details.
California, though, the more I think about it. I think because they're doing that whole corner by Haunted Mansion in California. But one's getting a new gift shop and a
Like on top
And a
of
restaurant.
Memento Mori, like a second one.
yeah, so it's got to be California because California doesn't have a gift shop.
Oh, okay.
They've got a cart, but they don't have an actual gift shop. So I bet you that it's California, not Florida. I'm thinking the wrong thing. But kind of spinning off to our next news topic there. The other thing, which we are jumping to Florida for, is Tiana's Bayou finally has an opening date.
Hey.
Finally.
Finally,
Finally.
after all those years
Hey,
later.
I will never say finally again after Tron. So
Well, that's
this
true.
took less than 3 years to build. So
That's true. Tron is kind of its own, but Tron had COVID, which I think changed everything with that.
COVID.
Tron had COVID. Let's be real.
sorry, guys.
But June 28th, my birthday, they're opening up Tiana's Bayou, so that's going to be super exciting. And they're also doing some annual pass holder preview days.
Be an old man in the bayou.
I will be an old man in the Bayou. But I'm excited because I'm going for those. I did get some pass reservations,
Lucky.
so I'm going to go down and try to do the pass
Me and
holder
Jen are
preview.
So jealous.
Try to do. I'm going to say try because
You never know what's going to happen.
well, it's a virtual queue, and we all know how unpredictable virtual queues can be. You can be on at 6:58 and refresh, and they get screwed at 7:00. I mean,
You never know.
they need a better system for that, for sure. Better way to get into it. But they are doing the virtual queue. They are telling people to prepare to get wet, so they are keeping that splash in there. They haven't changed anything on that piece.
It's the same track layout, I believe. I think
Well, it
it's
is, but
just-
some people were wondering if they were going to scale back the water and make it less of a quote-unquote water ride
I
finish.
guess we'll just have to see.
Yeah, well,
When
Disney
the videos
is...
first start coming out that people put on YouTube.
Yeah, so
and
if you
TikTok.
go Castle to Castle's blog page, we did a know before you go type thing on the ride. And that was one of the hints that Disney told everybody to be prepared to get wet. The other thing is for the actual general audience, when it does go live, they are doing a virtual queue, just like they did in every other new ride that's opening. But they also are adding it to Lightning Lane. So you
Very
can
nice.
buy a Lightning Lane, which I think is going to be super helpful, but that's going to sell out fast.
Oh yeah.
Now, my curious part, though, is are they adding a third ride to the Lightning Lane, or are they dropping one of the other two and adding it into Genie Plus? Because typically the parks only carry 2 Lightning Lanes that are paid. So do we see
No, I
7?
think they'll just add a third paid one.
Do we see 7D fall off the paid and it becomes
No.
Tron and...
No, I think they're
Because-
just gonna add a third one.
I don't know. I think you're right.
Is Space Mountain part of that or no?
Space Mountain's on Genie Plus.
Genie
It's
Plus,
not.
okay.
The only paid ones right now are Tron and 7D.
And no park has Beyond 2.
No park has more than 2.
So we'll just have to see if they
But-
bump off the...
That's what I'm
Magic Kingdom
saying.
has more rides
Least
than the other
newest.
parks too.
Well, sure, but like when they added Guardians of the Galaxy, they dropped off.
Frozen.
Yeah. Well, no, but Frozen has a paid one still, don't they?
I thought.
So maybe Epcot does have 3 right now. Ratatouille, Frozen, and Guardians of the Galaxy. So maybe they do have 3 now. They didn't obviously before, but maybe they did just add 3.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Magic
Either
Kingdom's
way-
gonna have 3 for sure. I don't see them bumping off either of their main 2 attractions.
I don't either, but you never know. I mean, you never know. It's Disney. Some
They're
of the
going to make
things...
money off of something, so that's the
Sure.
thing. They're probably going to just put another one on there.
Well, I will say this too. The other thing I'm super excited with Tiana's Bayou is they are redoing that corner. Like the gift shop is going to be a Tiana's gift shop now. The little cart next to Tiana's Bayou is going to permanently be doing beignets. Yes. So we did finally get beignets in Disney World, which is great.
Nice.
And then the restaurant, Pecos and Bill's, is getting redone. They're going to have new food options and
Oh,
Tiana.
they are?
They are. It's new Tiana
see that.
themed food
Oh,
options.
I missed that somehow.
So I don't even think it's going to be called Pecos and Bill's anymore.
so
I
there's
think
not
they're-
going to be no
It's
tacos?
Tiana's-
No, it's going to get a whole new...
it's
Well,
Tiana's
that's
restaurant.
interesting. Oh, wow.
No, not 100% though. Not like in
Not like in
California.
No, but it's like
Because California,
New Orleans food though.
yeah, it's
Okay.
going to be New Orleans themed food, Tiana themed food,
But not Tiana's Palace.
and then they'll also have the
Okay.
beignets, and then there's
Place
the
or Tiana's Palace.
Tiana's Place.
It is
Place.
place. Okay.
That's in
remember.
California, Tiana's Place. So that'll be kind of fun to see. But they're really reinvigorating that corner, which is nice because that stand really never got
Had
used
anything,
for
no.
anything. No, and Pecos and
And
Bill's.
there's the new beignet cart in front of them too. 'Cause
Yeah, I
there's
said
a
that.
rolling- Oh, did you? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, the cart next to.
And her. Did you say her food truck?
No, I did not say her food truck.
She
I
has
just
a
said the
food
the
truck now,
beignet
too.
cart.
That's gonna be
But
like a.
I think the
quick
food
service.
truck's gonna go away once the restaurant opens. That would be my guess. Because you're
guess
not gonna
we'll
put
have to
3
see.
food locations in the same corner.
Yeah, I don't know.
So that'll be interesting.
Lot
But
of
either way,
speculation.
we're getting a lot of new stuff, which is super exciting. We're getting a new reinvigorated corner, which is nice. Crazy part is pass holder previews sold out in 30 minutes. All of those Magic Kingdom reservations were gone in 30 minutes. They did 5 total dates, 13, 14, 16, which is Father's Day. And I thought that was kind of poorly timed. I know you don't want to do it on Saturdays, but to do it on a holiday like that, I know it's not like big holiday, but still it just seems like...
Oh, they're going with when they have the crowds. They know they're gonna be busy already.
Yeah, but they didn't do it on Saturday. They did a Thursday, Friday, then they skipped Saturday to do Sunday, and then
Which
Monday,
is
Tuesday.
kind of odd.
They literally 13, 14, 16, 17, 18. Or I'm sorry, 13, 14, 16, and then I got it written down here.
Yeah, it's 17.
18, 20. They skipped the other day. So they do Thursday, Friday, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday.
Weird.
Weird. But they sold out in 30 minutes. All the Magic Kingdom reservations are gone in 30 minutes. So luckily, were able to get 2. So we are so excited. Me and Catherine are going down and doing the thing. So we have 4 chances to get the pass holder. So we hope we get in and get to do the virtual queue. If we do, we'll totally post it so you can see what we're seeing. We'll be
You
super
better.
excited. Oh, we will. Don't you
I
worry.
wanna see it.
We will. But that's it for our new segment today here. So we're going to take a quick break here. We'll be right back with today's Disney game. So stick with us.
To the Castle Absolutely. Castle Podcast. We're here for the game segment today, which RJ is in charge of our games because he was our winner last time.
Woo!
So RJ, go ahead and tell us what you got for us.
All right, so today is going to be all about speed.
Oh no.
Nah.
We'll see how this goes.
So, what we're going to do is you're going to get 10 seconds, and you're going to have to name 3 of something. 3 characters from a movie, 3 of your favorite movies, 3 characters that begin with a certain letter, 3 characters that carry a sword, whatever the case may be. Some random question. You have to name 3 in 10 seconds. The way this is going to work is that we're going to go back and forth. Each one of you is going to get a question, and first one to 10 points wins. If we end up in a tie situation, it is win by 2.
All right.
Everybody understand?
Works for me.
All right. So, Norm, since we're not buzzing in, there's no worry to say that. We're just going to go back and forth with names. I'm going to put a number behind my back. Odds and evens. Jen, call it.
3.
It is 2, even. Emily goes first.
All right.
All right. Everybody ready? The clock starts when I finish reading the question.
Okay.
Name 3 Disney characters that are queens.
Elsa, Anna, and
3 seconds.
shoot.
Time!
Oh my god, that was harder than I thought.
Anna's not a queen though.
Anna becomes a queen in the second movie.
Yeah, she becomes a queen, Queen Anna in the second movie.
Oh, I totally forgot about
How about the
that.
Queen of Hearts or the evil queen?
Yeah, I
Queen in the name.
blank.
Ooh, all right. So,
That's harder than it sounds. You kind of blank.
so Emily is off, not to a good start. Jen, you ready? Name 3 characters from Up.
Oh.
Carl, Kevin, and
3 seconds. Time.
She blanked too. It's harder than it sounds.
How about Ellie
I haven't watched in forever.
thinking
So that's how I was
Russell.
like trying to
or
think.
Russell? Wow. All right. So
It's hard because you like panic.
I know this is where speed comes into play.
Yeah.
All right, Emily. Name 3 foods that are cooked in ratatouille.
Ratatouille. Souffle.
3 seconds.
Crepes? I don't know. Do they make crepes? Crepes are French.
I do not believe they make crepes in that movie. No, it is a dinner restaurant, not a breakfast.
I don't know.
So sorry.
Bull crap.
All
I'm
right.
gonna fact check.
Jen, ready?
Yep.
Name 3 Disney or Pixar robots.
Wally.
3 seconds.
Spell check. Is that a robot? No, that's just,
Oh, that was only 2. I was thinking you could have said Eve.
I haven't watched that in forever either.
Wally.
So
Wally, Eve. I would have accepted spell check. I would have accepted Zurg. Yeah, Zurg.
oh,
Zurg's a robot. All right. Wow, this is going slow. We may have to make this out of 5, not 10.
No.
Okay. Emily, name 3 characters who are fast.
Dash. Frozone. Carpet?
Okay.
I don't know. Carpet flies pretty
I'll give you that.
It like zooms through the cave
Yeah.
right before it.
I'll give you that.
Yay.
We'll say carpet. So Emily officially on the board with a point.
Thank God.
Jen, name 3 characters.
No.
Sorry, I'm getting not wanting to cooperate with the clock. Name 3 characters from The Lion King.
Timon, Pumbaa, Simba.
Well, that was a pretty quick thing there. Okay. Now it's 1-1. Emily, name 3 Disney stories that feature animal friendships.
Fox and the Hound. The Aristocats. And Dumbo.
Very good. All right, 2 points, Emily.
Yay.
So it's 2-1. Jen, name 3 Disney movies about sports.
Okay. Mighty Ducks 1, 2, Mighty Ducks 2, Mighty Ducks 3. Those are 3 Disney movies with sports. Air Bud. Fine, Air Bud.
All right, I'm going to give you the point because we didn't specify, but no more sequels.
Okay.
You got 3. You got 3 originals. I'll give it to you because we didn't call it. But I'm going to, from this point, no more sequels in the same argument.
Yeah.
All right. Emily, name 3 characters that are kings.
King Stefan. King.
3 seconds.
King Kristoff.
Time. I would not have accepted Kristoff.
They're married, and she's a queen, which
Does
makes him
it?
a king.
Not necessarily.
How?
And they don't ever actually dignify him as king, so I would
Correct,
not
yeah.
have accepted that.
They
I
are
could have said
married,
king.
and she is the queen, which makes him the king consort.
Well, that's not the king.
It is the king.
Well, either way, you lost, so sucks to suck. The other thing, you could have said King Richard. Could have said King Louis. Aha. All right. Jen, name 3 monsters from Monsters, Inc.
Sully, Mike, and Randolph.
There we... What?
Randolph.
That is
not his
incorrect.
name.
Time.
It's Randall.
It's Randall.
Randall.
Not Randolph. I will not accept.
Oh, come on.
Emily, name 3 things found on the island where Lilo and Stitch live.
The hula dancing class, the sandwich shop, and the beach.
I'm going to need one more. Sandwich shops. Not
They get those sandwiches. I don't know.
pineapple, coconut, beach, surfboard.
Is
We
that
would've
what you were
t-
looking for?
we were
that
looking
was
for
an
things.
unclear answer.
No, I'll give you the first one. It's just sandwich shop. That's too generic not to...
And coconut isn't?
Well, it's found in Hawaii.
And sandwich shops aren't?
They are, but that's, no.
That is crap.
Wow.
I totally
Alright.
got that question.
Jen, name
Oh my
3
God.
characters
That was total crap.
from Frozen 2.
Anna, Elsa, and Kristoff.
There it is. Jen takes the lead.
Oh, hockey.
Emily, name 3 characters in Wreck-It Ralph.
Vanellope, Felix, and Ralph.
There we go. See, you each scored a point. Still 3 to
Scored 2
3.
points.
Still 3 to 3. All right. Jen, name 3 characters whose name starts with the letter L.
Lilo.
3 seconds. Time.
Lumiere and LeFou are the other 2 I was thinking.
Or Louis. Emily, name 3 Disney villain characters.
Hades, Maleficent, and Cruella.
Boom! Wow, that took you 2 seconds. Gee, you think she's a
really
villains
easy
fan?
question.
That was a very easy question.
Are we playing to 5?
No, I thought we were playing to 10.
He said for time-wise.
Yeah, I said for time-wise, though, because right now, technically, Emily's in the lead 4 to
4.
3. But you have to win by 2, so we might still be going. Jen, name 3 things Jack Skellington sees in Christmastown in Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas.
I've never watched the whole movie. No, I'm actually serious. There's no way I can even answer this. I've only watched like 2 clips of it. That's it.
One would assume in Christmastown you'd probably find ornaments, a Christmas
stocking.
tree, and snow.
Okay. Christmas stuff, candy canes, snow. Give her another card.
All right, we'll give you another
I'm
card.
sorry.
You never watched?
I don't like that movie. To me, yeah, yeah. Oh, when I
Okay.
put on for the kids at school, I don't watch it.
Name,
Oh my god.
that is so sad. Name 3 Disney characters that are teenagers. 3 seconds.
Who are teenagers?
Time.
You know, technically, all the Disney princesses are teenagers.
Within, yeah, I mean,
Minus
That
Elsa.
is true.
Minus Elsa.
I was
They're
thinking like
all-
Aladdin. I
I
was
just
thinking
keep thinking
Hercules.
if the kids are considered adults or kids. That's why I couldn't think of who would be a teenage year.
Or I was thinking of Disney Channel and doing like Candace and Jeremy and Kim Possible and I don't know.
That's true.
All right, Emily. Now to actually win the game, because it is 4 to 3 and it's win by 2. Name 3 Disney movies that take place on an island.
Lilo and Stitch.
3 seconds.
Crap.
I am. Now, I will say I'm very shocked at that one. I would have said Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's not animated.
It didn't say. It just said Disney movies that take place on an island. So you could have did Pirates, Moana, Lilo and Stitch. I can't really think of any others, but I'm sure there's a island in there somewhere. Peter Pan.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
See,
okay.
but when you think about it,
it's that time crunch. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Jen. Name 3 characters that wear red.
Dash. Mr. Incredible. Winnie the Pooh.
All right.
Yay.
Are you going with you didn't have to specify a different movie again?
That's why I'm like, I better switch to another movie in case he makes a comment.
Yeah, but I mean, they are separate characters.
Well, that's why I went over it fast. I said Winnie the Pooh, so that he would.
It's not like she said Dash from Incredibles 1, Dash from Incredibles 2. Like, there's at least different characters in there. Just
Remember the last time we played this, and I used the characters from Encanto, and you said it didn't count because they were all in the same family? Because you suck.
I don't remember that. That must have been years ago when we played this. I don't remember. All right. Emily.
So now it's tied 4-4.
It is now tied 4-4. Name 3 characters with blonde hair.
Rapunzel, Elsa, Sleeping Beauty, Aurora.
There we go. Do we count Elsa as blonde or is she white?
She's both.
No, I'm just kidding. I'll count Elsa, but
I think she's like.
So because Emily got 5.
but it's win by 2, so it's 5-4.
Okay.
So you keep going. So if you miss this and Emily gets the next one, she wins.
So
but
she'd
if you
have-
get this, you got to keep going until you win by 2.
Okay.
Gotcha.
All right. Jen, name 3 characters that have traveled to space.
Buzz Lightyear, Stitch.
3 seconds.
I
Time.
don't know.
You said him earlier. Could use Wally.
Oh.
Yeah.
Didn't even think about that.
No, me either.
All right, Emily, for the win. Name 3 Disney characters that carry swords.
Aladdin, Tarzan, and Peter Pan. Well,
Tarzan does not carry a sword.
Clayton, sorry.
Clayton.
He does not carry a sword either.
Yes, he does.
Clayton carries a machete.
That's a sword.
And what was your third one?
I don't know. What did I just say?
I don't know either. That's what.
Oh, Peter Pan. Peter Pan. His
Peter Pan doesn't carry a sword.
He's a shank.
Yeah, that's like a dagger or that's a dagger or a knife. That is not a sword. I'll give you Clayton because that is a machete. That's a sword. Peter Pan doesn't carry a sword. He has a little tiny dagger.
he is a small sword. It's still a sword.
That is a dagger.
He is Mulan.
But
Hercules,
but Peter Pan
Mulan.
is a sword.
Hercules carries a sword?
Yeah.
Hercules, young lady, not Peter Pan.
No,
All right.
I'm saying Peter Pan carries
Jen.
a sword.
Name 3 Disney princes
Peter.
characters who sing.
What?
Name 3 Disney prince characters who sing.
Prince Philip, Prince Eric, technically because of the new movie, and
3 seconds. Time.
Evermore. Beauty and the Beast.
I was gonna start. I was trying to think of the guy's name from Enchanted. He's singing
Oh.
"I've been dreaming of a true love's kiss." I couldn't think of his name though. Dang it!
Edward. It's Edward.
I was just trying to think of all the dudes that sang in the movies.
I was like, when does Prince
Yeah.
And on in the Broadway show too, he sings.
Yeah.
So
Okay, Emily, back around for the win.
Should have won the last one.
Name 3 characters in Aladdin.
Aladdin, Genie, and Jasmine.
There you go, Emily, for the win.
Thank you. Our camera girl is talking to us a lot.
that's
So
okay.
if you hear that extra voice,
And,
It's our
it should be known our
conscience.
camera girl is Catherine, so you've heard her on a few episodes. She's around. But officially, Emily wins 6-4. Congrats, Emily.
I think you're bullcrappy for the Lilo and Stitch question because that should have counted.
I think you're just sore, but you won, so I really don't know why.
You did win.
So, all right. Well, we're going to take a quick break here, and we'll be right back with today's discussion topic.
Welcome back, everyone, and we are now on our discussion topic. So for today, we're going to talk about how Bob Iger has made a comment that moving forward, that the parks are going to have IP-based attractions and lands coming in only and no more original concepts. So what that means is no more original stories like Pirates of the Caribbean, Haunted Mansion, Jungle Cruise, It's a Small World. It's all going to be based on their intellectual properties. So that's going to be movies, TV shows, any other concepts that the company has created, they'll bring that in only. So we're going to talk about if we agree or disagree to that.
So I'm going to kick it off here. If I was given the choice between a Disney boat ride that was unthemed or a Disney Tangled boat ride, I would pick the Disney Tangled boat ride. That being said, I don't want to clip Imagineers' wings, and if they think they have something, then who am I to say it's not going to be as good as a Tangled boat ride, you know?
Yeah, but I disagree with that argument because a lot of times, you know, a lot of people have been using that argument. I don't want to hurt Imagineers. Oh no, Hades.
Now it's Hades.
Now it's Hades. I don't want to see Imagineers' wings get clipped. I don't want Imagineers to go away. Like, don't stomp on it. I think Imagineers still have a ton of input and a ton of creativity, even when it comes to IP-based stuff. They still have to develop the ride and how they present the ride and what animatronics they use and how they tell that story and bring that movie to life. True. And I think the Frozen ride in Fantasy Springs is a great example of that, where it's a Frozen, but you could have made a simple wall projection of Frozen, of Tangled with them in the boat, and it would have been cute. But instead, they developed the lanterns that are actually floating above you and putting the two of them on the boat in the middle of the room like that. Look at Mickey's Runaway Railway, where they integrated the physical objects of a room with the different projection and screens in the room.
Favorite Disney ride.
100%. But that is, and again, I know that's an original concept piece, but the point being that they're able to tell that story using the skills and adventures and abilities that they have. So I don't think we're clipping their wings. I just think that the discussions that they're having, the thoughts that they're having, are going to be based on existing IPs, not this original concept, which I think makes things a little faster. You're not having to write the story, create the characters, draw it. You've already got that piece. Now it's just, how do we tell this story? And what story do we want to tell?
Okay, so here's just a little side question really quick. Is Mickey Runaway Railway a freelance story, or is it IP because Mickey and Minnie are IP?
No, I would consider that.
It's a little bit of both.
Is it a freelance?
See, I think it's a freelance, though. Yeah, it's not. It's using characters, but it's a freelance, in my opinion.
Didn't they create the whole
That is like a Small World. That is like a, like they have those Mickey and Minnie shorts that they were
use
doing.
That. Yeah, but
they use that cartoon design and that. But in my opinion, now again, just my opinion, I count that as freelance because it's not based on. It is its own story that she gets kidnapped, that they got to go, they got to run away the train and
original song, all of that.
Yeah, okay. I would consider it, in my opinion, that's original work.
Just
that's
curious.
not IP. Using IPs, but I think in this case it is an original thing.
So when Iger says that he only wants to bring in IPs, do you think something like that could come? Like maybe a Donald Duck ride or something like that?
You know what? Actually,
I would say so because they're taking the IP itself, like you said, Donald Duck, and they are going to create an original story from it, but it is still an IP involved in the project.
See, I think it's going to be more mainstream than that. I think the whole reason behind this is they want to speedily put in new stuff, open up the new lands. They don't want to waste the time.
Dark rides that play out the movie type thing.
They don't want to waste the time writing the story and producing this. Like, I mean, imagine like with Runaway Railway, how much extra time it took, not just to animate that, but to write out the storyboards, come up with the right story and right fit that they want to tell, mock out each scene that they wanted to do.
But they came out with a good product, though.
100%. But
Best ride.
when you're thinking about it right now, their focus is we need new. Look at Universal. You know, we just talked about it with Epic Universe coming out, with the DreamWorks Land coming out. Universal is pumping out IPs like crazy, and they're doing it well. But it's the stories that the adults are favorited, not just the kids. It's not all Frozen. You know, looking at Universal, How to Train Your Dragon is a kid one, but Shrek's not. Shrek was
around
the
way
adult.
before him.
Shrek came out early 2000s. It is not. It is favored with kids, but it's not kid focused. And then Kung Fu Panda, more of a kid focused. Like when you look at
I feel like
DreamWorks.
Disney did that with Peter Pan, adding Peter Pan to the new area. I feel like that was a good choice because they had two newer, more favorited films, and then they stuck Peter Pan in there.
See, I don't.
Oh, all right.
I think the Peter Pan is amazing area. I'm not upset with Fantasy Springs doing it. But if that was the thought process behind it, I don't like that.
Because they already have Peter Pan stuff?
You already have Peter Pan stuff, but there is a huge chunk of movies that our generation, I mean, I'm 29 years old, so I was born in 95. There is a chunk of 90s movies that have very little representation in the parks. There is a chunk of early 2000s movies. Those that I was 10, 12 years old, those are the ones I remember most vividly. Treasure Planet, Emperor's New Groove, Atlantis, that have zero representation in the parks.
Yeah.
And if you're going to do something that's targeting the adults, there's nothing Hercules in any parks. There's very, very, very minuscule Mulan. And by minuscule, I mean there's a meet and greet Mushu every now and then. Or you see Mulan on a stage show, but there's no ride. There's no themed anymore. You go to China, it's not Mulan. There's a lot of chunk in there that you just don't see, but yet others get so overused. Peter Pan, Little Mermaid. I mean, every park's got a Little Mermaid ride, got a Little Mermaid meet and greet, Little Mermaid in their parades. I mean, there's so much, but yet you see very little of Hercules. And yet Hades...
Over there, like, get out.
I know, but yet with Hades, it's like one of your most popular villains. But you see, outside of a Halloween party, there's no Hades, there's no Hercules, there's no nothing. So in my opinion, there is a huge chunk of movies that are not represented in the parks, that are not used. And if you're going to be doing that, inspire the adult and the kid, do a Frozen, do a Hercules, do a Tangled, do an Emperor's New Groove. How...
I was actually talking about something similar to this with a friend the other day about Hollywood studios. And the fact that Hollywood studios opened with a very original concept of taking you behind the scenes on a movie studio.
Right.
There is not a single attraction in Hollywood studios that was there on opening day.
Right.
Not a single one. All
They've
of them are
completely
gone.
rebranded.
And
Indiana Jones wasn't there opening day?
no.
No.
And I just feel like it is not Hollywood Studios anymore. And I know we already changed it from MGM to Hollywood, but it almost needs to change again to something else. I don't think it's a Hollywood Studios park. I think it's a movies park.
You know what's funny? Well, okay, when you say movies park, that is kind of Hollywood Studios, though. Like, that is the theme
It's
there.
a different...
I understand.
But
your
all
point.
IPs are movies.
I need,
Right.
I
No,
need
no, no.
a better name for it, but
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying?
You know what? It's almost like what they just did in Paris with Adventures. Like,
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
Walt
yeah.
Disney Studios
World
Park.
Adventure, yeah.
Now it's Disney's
Adventure,
World
yeah.
Adventure.
Right.
And their park, World Adventure, is your Marvel, is your Pixar, is your...
Which is our Hollywood Studios.
Right. Well, that's why I'm saying it's almost verbatim. If you had to compare a cross comparison, that is where you're at, and Adventures kind of
Disney
fits
Magic
that.
Studios.
So going back to the original statement, so you're saying that there is so much IP out there that it is okay that they do not anymore come up with original stories, go back into the vault, get stuff that they haven't even touched or it's not present in the parks, and bring out your new stuff instead of creating anything original.
I'm going to say,
I
yes,
would
I'm good
actually.
with the IPs, but I just don't want to see the same IPs used. You have used up Frozen for quite a while. If you're going to go new market, don't do Moana, don't do Frozen. Those are pretty much eaten up in Florida right now. But let's see Tangled. If we're talking new era, if we're going back beyond Frozen and
I
Tangled.
think a Wreck-It, California is getting the Wreck-It Ralph ride, which is a really cool idea.
Yeah, Wreck-It Ralph. And we really don't touch Wreck-It Ralph. You see
don't have anything.
Vanellope in
the
a
parade.
parade, and that's about it. So I think Disney.
Ralph's also in the Christmas parade too.
Yeah. And Ralph's in the. I think
don't
there is
really have
enough
any
IPs that they could do. I'm only good with doing IPs if we're not going to reuse the same 3 freaking IPs, and
I
that's
feel like
Frozen.
Wreck-It Ralph is a good one too that sets up a ride because it's all about
I think
I don't know. Sorry, that was a little. I was thinking about that. I was like, that's such a good one that would be easy to put in a small area because that would be more of a simulator ride than.
But that's what concerns me is
Something- or
you've got the
brand
new
new track.
Frozen. You've got Arendelle that's just opening up here in Tokyo. They're building an Arendelle in Paris.
Arendelle in Hong Kong.
Stop doing Arendelles. I don't want an Arendelle to come to Florida. I don't.
Well, we have Norway.
Yeah,
It got placed into it.
big difference.
Yeah, we don't need an Arendelle.
We don't need and we don't want an Arendelle. Stop it. Just like California doesn't need a Pandora. Stop it. But
So
But California doesn't have anything Avatar themed. Them getting a Pandora isn't an overdose of IP. It's just a cookie cutter, which is a whole separate issue you don't like.
still hate it.
it's the factor though that if they have the space to make something and put something there, they can put something there that doesn't exist anywhere.
Yeah.
Agreed.
For me though, I still think that I get that the parks are constantly changing. That's what they need to do. But I don't think it's a good idea to throw away the idea of we are not going to create any original content anymore. You could even say the Disney company has made so much money off of creating movies from the rides in the parks. Meaning Haunted Mansion, Pirates of the Caribbean, Jungle Cruise.
Sure.
So you have all of this stuff. There was even a Tower of Terror movie years ago that I've never seen because it's nowhere to be surfaced. They could play this the smart way. They can create an original story that they know down the line they could possibly make a movie off of. So then in a way they can bank off of it twice. I still
just
think
think it's a different era.
there is so much creativity though that I don't think it's a good idea to completely cut that whole part off of what the parks originated on too by bringing these original things. The last original one was in Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
With
Everest?
With Everest. That was like
Yeah.
that's not based off of anything. But look how popular that ride is.
Well,
I'm just saying, like, you don't have
There's
to
also a
everything have
chance-
Disney slapped onto it. You can create these new concepts that is Disney branded, and then they can run off later on and create movies or kids shows or something off of it.
I think there's also the chance though that you have a bigger chance of it failing too if it's original. If you look at Tokyo, they made that Sinbad's Magical Adventure, which is an original concept ride, not based off of anything, and it was a flop.
Yeah, I mean, you run the risk of it flopping. I get Jen's point. I think it's... I'm there. The only problem is I think Emily's kind of right in saying it's a new era. They have... I mean, when Disney first opened, it didn't have these IPs. It didn't have this bank of stuff, this vault of all this stuff that's already been created, already fell in love with, already done. You know, I think you're in a different era of things. I like the idea of original content, but in this case, as it is right now, if you're going to dive into something you don't normally have, and a good example of this that I can think of is Radiator Springs. California went all in on cars, built an amazing Radiator Springs area. Down to the T, you feel like you're in the movie. And when dusk settles and the lights kick on and lights will be dream.
I cannot wait to experience that.
And you hear that, like, it just gives you the chills. Like,
Which
okay.
it's true. I'm not totally like saying you guys are wrong with that. I'm just thinking of, what the parks were also built on with that concept. I don't want to
Sure.
see that fully go away.
I don't want to see it fully go away either, but I guess then in that case, maybe I lean back to a hybrid like a Runaway Railway.
Which that would be good because it's not like you're just going on a ride to rewatch a movie. Like with Runaway Railway, you have your characters
in an original
storyline. Like that would be totally good because that is still using the creativity of bringing in original stuff. And then look, they made all this new merchandise, the little orange bird, all this different stuff that they did, or yellow, whatever, I forget which.
Orange bird.
Yellow. So all of that stuff, they were able to market. Look how popular the song is for the ride.
Yeah.
So in a way, that, I guess,
I was
that would be the
Figment,
company's way of still, I guess, honestly staying that route. Use their IP, but create the original song, create more original characters and original ride based off of, in a way, IP.
So here's a new question I'm going to float to you based on this. Mm-hmm. Assuming we're going forward with the IPs like Iger said, and assuming it is going to be not original content, we're going to be doing movies, do you want to see more dark rides like a Pinocchio, like a Snow White or a Winnie the Pooh literally going through the story? Or do you want to see like a Toy Story Mania where it's a game? Or do you want to see something more more digital, like a Runaway Railway, like more I almost want to say action based.
Honestly, I don't want to ever say I just want this type of ride.
Yeah,
I want them all.
Combination of
they're
stuff.
Building and they're creating more, and like the ride system that Ratatouille and Runaway Railway and Rise of the Resistance, that was a lot of R's. The ride system that all of those were created on didn't even exist a few years ago.
Sure.
So they're always evolving, and
you can
I
make
don't ever want to
hybrids
say
of
I
stuff.
just want this. Yeah.
But I guess the question comes down, if they open up a whole new land, and I'll use Emperor's New Groove as the example here.
I wish.
Are you going to be more excited for a dark ride? Or are you going to be more excited for a newer ride system like Runaway Railway?
Newer ride system for sure.
I would like to honestly see a new ride system. But it's also nice, like look at, I was going to say Splash Mountain, but now it's Tiana's Bayou Adventure. That is a hybrid ride. It's a dark ride twisted into a thrill ride because of the drop at the end.
True.
And it's a water ride, so they have a triple threat right there.
Yeah?
So
I'd love to
appropriate for the movie though, because like Emperor's New Groove, I want to see that like
correct.
Well, yeah, like and that's what I'm saying. Like Emperor's New Groove would be so much fun because, like, in the scene where they're pulling the lever, you could do wrong lever and fall in the gator pit with Yzma.
That would be so fun.
And then you jump back up and there's Yzma. Why do we even have that lever?
But look what they do in Rise of the Resistance. You're on that trackless ride. They park you into that elevator and drop you. Like that's still like they're putting a lot of concepts in right there.
Another good one is Universal's Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure.
Yeah.
They do a really good job of telling a story, and it stops different parts of the ride to have animatronics and tell storytelling. It goes backwards, it launches. There's even a straight down drop where the track splits. Like they kind of throw all of that. I'd love to see something like that.
5 rides in one.
Yeah, like you could totally do something different like that.
Sure.
Because they would cater to a lot of different type of people of what their interests are.
Right, for sure.
Make it popular then.
It'd be interesting. So I think the general consensus is nobody's upset by doing IPs over original content. Not necessarily 100% one way or another, but I think it's I think it'll be fun.
It's interesting. We're gonna see how it goes, and
I'm just mark my words now. It's on recording so we can lock this in. As long as they don't keep beating the same stupid IP drum, meaning Frozen,
Toy Story,
meaning Moana.
I love Toy Story, but there's
so much Toy
they
Story.
already have enough of it. They don't need to be adding more.
Every park has Toy Story.
Depends on which park. Do I agree or disagree with you?
No,
California,
every park has Toy Story.
I'm okay. Florida, I'm good.
Tokyo has it.
But look
Paris has it.
No, they have toy, but I'm saying like Florida's got Toy Story Land.
Right.
We're good on Toy Story.
But then look how
And
there's
so does
the rumor
Paris
of
has Toy Story
Beyond Big Thunder Mountain, how there's that rumor of putting a Toy Story ride because it's like a Western thing with Woody. Like there's a whole rumor about that. I think like that, like
We don't
put
need
something
that.
else in there. We don't need.
Now see,
I would love to
We
see
don't
them
need
expand
more
it to
toy-
Tom Sawyer Island. I would love to see that.
Well, they got to do something with that. The thing just.
I am the
like,
biggest Toy Story person on the planet, but it's like don't do that. Like
Stop
there's
beating
enough.
the same IP drums.
Yeah.
There's enough of it.
But I want to ask one more question here before we wrap up, just because you brought it up, and I think it'd be fun to ask the question. Big Thunder Mountain. does it get a retheme?
No.
No.
No. It is good the way it is. If anything, you can add in Florida what they did to California by putting a couple extra effects in there.
Or
They
Paris.
don't need to touch it.
Paris's Big Thunder Mountain is insane. It's almost 2 whole minutes longer than ours.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's
got
fun.
They-
It's good
They
time.
should not be
And-
they should not be touching that.
Yeah.
But if they develop the land behind Big Thunder Mountain, like they're talking about as the next expansion piece,
Why? What do you know?
I don't. But I'm just saying. Well, see,
You think they're going to touch if they're going to retheme
Yeah.
that area and do stuff? You think they're going to touch it?
yeah,
I don't think
I think
they
they're gonna
would.
retheme
What would they do with it then?
I don't know,
depends what the
but
land
but
is,
see,
I
it depends
guess.
on what the land is. But like you're talking about, if they were to expand, and I don't think they will because they have Toy Story Land and Hollywood Studios. They're not going to do Toy Story in Magic Kingdom. But along those
argument's
lines,
sake.
just because it's Western right now, doesn't mean it even has to stay Western. I mean, you could.
What?
Okay.
So that's Australia technically because when you have rescuers down under, they go in the desert area.
Yeah.
Like, but then you can say though that it's not in the because that's in Australia, but it's still in a desert area.
But like for example, you could retheme
Rescuers
it
down under.
a couple of different ways. But I'm just if they're developing that land behind it, just like with Splash Mountain, everybody said no, you can't touch it, you can't retheme it. Nobody will ever touch Splash Mountain. June 28th, it's Tiana's Bayou. So I don't think anything's off the table. And as fun
I
as
don't think it's off the table. I wouldn't want to see it, but I'm sure if they do, it'll be good. I'm like, just like I'm sure Tiana's Bayou is gonna be good. It's just not what you want until it happens.
I think Big Thunder Mountain's the next one on the chopping block. If it's me, you just redid that other corner with Tiana's Bayou. Now you kind of turn the corner a little bit. The only other thing in that corner that has not gotten a retheme, a touch, and anything is Big Thunder Mountain. And if you are going to be developing that land behind it, like they're talking about, and adding in a new land area theme, whatever, your monument ride right in the front of the new land would be Big Thunder Mountain.
But what about Haunted Mansion then? Would they touch that and do stuff with that then?
Why?
Because I'm just saying
You're in a
that
different corner.
it's still on that side of the
That
park.
strip, though,
Yeah, but see, Haunted Mansion holds its own theme more than I think Big Thunder Mountain does. Big Thunder Mountain, it's cute and you're wildest wild in the wilderness, but there's no theme to it at all. It's literally just a Western coaster.
It's Frontierland.
That's all it is. Whereas you could retheme it a million different ways if you wanted to, repaint it, keep the track. You don't have to gut the ride. You just retheme it. You might change a few twists and turns to make it quote unquote original, but it's different. I think Haunted Mansion holds its own a lot more than Big Thunder Mountain does. I think when Big Thunder Mountain goes out, you get a few people that are upset, but people don't really say, oh, I missed out on, versus Haunted Mansion. People say, I missed out on. I think it holds more weight as its own attraction. Again,
Which I do agree with.
I'm not
that. 'Cause I was gonna say
advocating-
that would be such a big, huge overtaking
if
if they did
did
something
anything
like
to
that.
Haunted Mansion, I think maybe they'd like
There would be such a big, huge uproar.
There
with
well,
that.
exactly.
they would just
That's their
not
staple
be able
ride.
to get away with it.
Oh,
If they did
exactly.
something to Haunted Mansion, it would have to be something small, like they put in a new edition or something.
Well, I mean,
I
look
don't think
at-
they'll ever retheme it.
A great example of this. Look at Hatbox Ghost.
Yeah.
When that
Yeah.
got put
Yeah,
into
it was
Disney
huge.
World,
It was huge.
for the next 2 months, you couldn't get a fast pass to save your life.
Yeah.
The line was always out because everybody wanted to see Hatbox Ghost.
Hatbox
when
Ghost is
Thunder
cool.
Mountain was closed for 2 weeks for maintenance and it reopened, they didn't even tell people it reopened. It just kind of magically
You guys
reopened.
got to experience that.
but that's what I'm saying. It affects people so little. It's a fun ride. It's some people's favorite ride. It's a good time. I'm not advocating for them to take it out, but I think
You think because of what's going to happen behind it that
I
there's
think
some-
you're going to
there's
see a
suspicion about
retheme,
it, yeah.
and you're going to get something. Look
guess
at
we'll have to see.
Screaming California, and then it became
California Screaming.
there you go, California
California
Screaming,
Screaming.
and then it became the Incredicoaster. They didn't change the track, but they just rethemed it a little bit.
That basically had like zero theming though compared to
Big Thunder
Big
Mountain
Thunder
has.
Mountain does. At least there's a landscaping around and stuff. That was just like a track coaster.
I get it,
only.
but you're in the same boat. You got a couple mountains and some barrels. Paint
guess-
the mountains. Hell, you could do
I don't
very
think
easily.
so.
You could do a Wreck-It Ralph roller coaster where you retheme them as candy mountains
Oh yeah.
and color them up
Well, because they are, and they're almost like in a mine area in the bottom when they're
when
racing
she's
the
doing the
car.
racetrack. But you're going through
Coca-Cola Mountains.
You're going through Sugar Rush.
Okay, I would totally hop on that train. I will admit that. 'Cause
All you
that's
gotta
one of my
do-
favorite scenes in the movie. You're still keeping it to like a mountain mine concept. That's what I just don't want them to totally take away that concept.
Oh no, you're
of
gonna
it.
go in my version. You go through Sugar Rush. You're gonna paint the
Well,
mountains.
no, that would be
blues
cool.
and pinks, snow caps. You're gonna put in big candies
But
all
see,
over the
I
place.
think that's taking it to a whole new level of awesomeness. That would be fine.
I don't think that'll ever happen.
Just
I don't think.
saying.
I don't
Oh
think
my
it's gonna be Wreck-It
God.
Ralph though.
No, but
Maybe go
it's-
underground then, because doesn't the one in the other one you're talking about that's 2 minutes longer? Don't they go underground?
Yeah, they go under the water. That one's fun. I do love Thunder Mesa. That is a good ride.
I think I'll say it this way. It was the same way with Splash Mountain. Is that I don't want to see it change, but when it does, I'm sure it'll still be good.
We'll get over it, and yeah, for sure.
Everyone will be really mad for about a month.
Wow, so
and then
this
it's fine.
conversation took many turns all over the place.
Well, I mean,
but
it's a
good
no,
discussion.
it was good though.
That's
it was
a good
good.
discussion.
It's
We
a
covered
deep
a lot
dive.
of bases.
It's fun because there is no right answer to this.
Yeah.
Right, it's purely opinion.
It's there. You really can't take a yes or a no. It's a well, yes, but, or no, but.
Yep.
And that's what makes this fun. So let us know what you guys thought at home. Do you think that Iger's right in sticking to the IPs? Do you think we're right in IPs? Just don't keep beating the same couple of drums. What are your takes on this? Let us know. As always, make sure to check us out on all our social channels. They're all in the description below if you're on YouTube. They're all in our description on our website if you're listening to our podcast, castle2castlepodcast.com. Any of our social channels, hit us up. Let us know. We always love it. And of course, we'll catch you here next time, and I hope we brightened your Disney day a little bit today. So thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
See you real soon.
Thank you for listening to the Castle to Castle podcast. Make sure you check out our social media and visit us online at www.castle2castlepodcast.com. Be sure to tune in next time, and we will brighten your Disney day as usual.